Huh. All right, what is going on, guys? Pablo's back again. I wanted to talk about this little skedaddle. No, skedaddle's totally. Either way, I want to talk about this banner. How we're actually going to be getting SAFWY instead of 1,000-Year Blood War for a Bankai live stream. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually incredibly shocked that we didn't get 1,000-Year Blood War. Am I disappointed by it? Yeah, kind of, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, okay. Now, I have been checking out the Reddit and seeing what people's opinions are when it comes down to this situation. When we had our live stream yesterday on the Bankai live stream, I asked in a poll, and I said, are you upset that it is Spirits Are Forever With You? And I also wanted to make sure that I specified, I'm like, please only vote on this poll. What was that? What did I say? I said something very, very specific. And I said, not that you are, what is it called? Not that you are upset that it's not 1,000-Year Blood War, but are you disappointed in the banner? And like as a whole, like, are you upset that it's Toshiro Sajin as well as Kaname? Like, are you upset that we're getting Beyond Bankai instead of something like 1,000-Year Blood War, instead of something more iconic, I suppose? When it comes down to these end of the month banners, I noticed that. No, excuse me. When we talk about these anniversary characters as well as these end of the year characters, I just took a shower, so sorry if my hair is weird. We always end up getting a staple character. I mean, that's just kind of like the nature of the game. For 3rd anniversary, we got Okiura. 4th anniversary, we got Ichigo. We got double Ichigo. 5th anniversary, Ichigo Byakuya. 6th anniversary, Ichigo. 6th anniversary, Aizen. Art book Ichigo is a 6th anniversary banner. Suck my dick. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna argue with that, against that. And then on top of that, 7th anniversary, we got Ichigo and Uryu, right? 8th anniversary, probably gonna get another Ichigo. It is what it is. Mainstay, staple, like main character status. But end of the year can be quite different. We saw a couple years, no, last year we ended up getting Beyond Bankai, Retsu, and Kenpachi, characters that weren't even announced. But I think that Kenpachi is one of those mainstay staple characters, and Murder Mom, specifically Murder Mom, not necessarily Retsu, is also a very, very popular character. End of the year for me personally is more for the players of the game as opposed to anniversary, which is trying to promote the game so that we can get as many new players as possible, right? So this year we're getting Toshiro, Kaname, and Sajin, which is kind of interesting. Sajin, I personally love Sajin's voice actor. I think that he's just a great personality. And Kaname, I think that we haven't had a good Kaname in a long time. An actual good Kaname, okay? So seeing a good Kaname possibly coming out end of the year, usually these characters are pretty busted in one facet or another. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm totally for it. Whatever. Like, it is what it is. And Toshiro, let's just be real here, he's a super, super popular character. Last year we got the Kenny Retsu, and then the year before that we got Orihime, Ichibei, and Oetsu. Now that's a very, very interesting. No, excuse me. The year prior we got Ichigo Rukia, and the year before that we got Orihime, Ichibei, and Oetsu. Now that was very, very interesting to me because they could have very well did 3 Squad Zero members and then did 2 later. Instead, they did 2 with Orihime, who's a relatively popular character, followed up with a 3 Squad Zero banner, which was Senjumaru Kirinji, as well as Senjumaru Kirinji and Hikifune Kiryu. Okay, there we go. So that one could definitely kind of caught me a little bit off guard, because it's just like, oh, why didn't they just make it a Squad Zero member? And then they ended up actually doing something like that. So I was like, kind of interesting. Very, very interesting. Sorry, my friend's messaging me. He has a store and he knows about glass cases, and I need a glass case for my statues. Either way, I'm not very, I don't want to say that I'm disappointed with this banner, but I am kind of confused. And I saw on the Reddit, this is what leads me back to the Reddit stuff. Oh, let me talk about the poll. So the poll said 55% of the player base that was in my live stream. Now, people could have bought it, highly doubt it. To be honest, my live chat's not that big. 55% said that they were upset that end of the year was going to be SAFWY, Beyond Bankai, Toshiro, Kaname, as well as Sajin. That was very, very interesting. We had people in Discord who were genuinely mad, who were very, very upset. And I can understand why you would be disappointed, but to be mad, it's weird. It's like because for me, the way I look at this game now, and I get that other people might not be in the same position where I'm at, and a lot of people might not be in the same mind state that I am at. I'm my own individual person, right? I have my own opinions. That my opinions might not mean shit to you, might mean shit to you. It is what it is. At the end of the day, we're all players in this shitty fucking mobile game. It is what it is, right? So people like when I see a banner, I'm just like I take the banner at face value. So seeing people like genuinely mad that we're getting Spirits Are Forever With You, I'm like, damn, bro, I didn't know people were like that mad to get a limited banner, because we haven't gotten many limited banners. Like if we go over here, we have Christmas, Halibel as well as Yoruichi, and these characters, in my opinion, are not really all that great. They have some value with potions, but really, I feel like the value of Link slot potion characters has gone down significantly. The month before that, for end of the month, November, we ended up getting an entire Ulquiorra banner, and even though the Ulquiorras were amazing, like I think that all three of them are actually very, very, very cracked, with Mind Ulquiorra probably being the most valuable, and Speed Ulquiorra probably being one of the best characters in the game. You end up getting this weird situation where we have end of the month premium, mid-month premium, end of the month premium again, when 1,000 Year Blood War is airing, and that was very, very weird to me. Like mid-month November, November 16th is my birthday, thank you. Again, Aizen and Kaname, that was a very, very strange banner for me, because I'm like, okay, you know, I could see this, sure, I could see that. And then we had end of the month, October, a banner that almost everyone and their moms thought that it was going to be Spirit Society or Halloween, and we ended up getting a premium pull banner. And this was, for all intents and purposes, like a 1,000 Year Blood War 1,000 Year Blood War banner. We had Akon, Kisuke, and Mayuri all featured in the episode. Now, sure, Mayuri's not in his 1,000 Year Blood War form, right? But for all intents and purposes, we have never gotten an Akon in literally 7 years of the game. And you're telling me that the one episode where he actually talks, and he talks in the previous episode, now he's gonna get a character, as well as Kisuke, who actually had something to do in that, the scene with Ichigo trying to get out of the barrier. I'm gonna start talking about the 1,000 Year Blood War anime for a little bit, because I think that Caleb missed a lot of opportunities for some really, really hype, drag people in. If Caleb literally did for this 1,000 Year Blood War banner with like Orihime, Kielge, Asnot, Aiban, like these characters literally would have brought people into the game. But new Baz B, remake Baz B, remake Jugrim. We already got the remake Yuha for anniversary time. I just don't see why Caleb didn't take advantage of the 1,000 Year Blood War banner. Now, I was perusing over there on the Reddit, and they were talking about how Caleb might be trying to play the long game and might be trying to eke out these 1,000 Year Blood War banners over time, but the reality is they haven't even announced that we're getting another 1,000 Year Blood War banner at all, which was why Bankai Live was such a big deal this time around, because it's end of the year. End of the year is usually when Caleb wants to, you know, 1, 2, pom! Like, I don't understand how we have not gotten a remote, like, preview of the next 1,000 Year Blood War banner. Now, they might be trying to hold off and just promote SAFWY, so that way the 1,000 Year Blood War banner doesn't cannibalize into the sales of SAFWY. But the problem that I see here is, if Caleb is gonna change the 3-month cycle to a 4-month to a 5-month to a 6-month cycle of new 1,000 Year Blood War, I don't see people really staying in the game as much as they would like, and I also don't see new players coming into the game. When 1,000 Year Blood War is airing and when 1,000 Year Blood War is finishing, especially finishing, that's when you're going to see a lot of people, oh, all the episodes are out for this season, let's binge it, right? How many, like I'm sure that some of you, most of you actually probably have already like found a lot of people saying, oh yeah, we should binge all the episodes, we should binge all the episodes. Now is the time that Caleb should have come through, been like, oh, by the way, Asnot, Byakuya, Renji, Ichigo, Eburn, whatever. Personally, I like after I'm gonna be a bit vague because the newest episode just came out, but honestly, I'm surprised that they didn't just go all in and just be like Ichigo, Ishin, Masaki, right? I personally think that an Ichigo, Ishin, Masaki, different version of Ichigo, if you've watched the episode, I feel like that honestly would have made a huge difference in the landscape, because technically this would be all remake characters. We have 8,000 Year Blood War, Ishin and Masaki, and we already obviously have several Ichigos, but the reality is they could have done something like that, made remakes of very, very popular characters, very, very loved characters. A lot of people summoned for Masaki, a lot of people loved Ishin, a lot of people loved, well, actually the new Ichigo is a god, but they could have come out with like a really good mind character, and they're not even coming out. Are they coming out with a mind character? I think Sajin is a Nad speed, which I mean, we've gotten a lot of good speed characters. Toshiro I think was tech. No, Kaname was tech. What was Toshiro? Was he heart? I think he was heart. I don't quite remember. I'm pretty sure he was heart. So like not coming out with like a good mind character is kind of weird to me as well. Though we did get Ulquiorra and we did get this Mayuri, so I can't be really too mad about it. It's just weird. Like, it's just very, very weird. Caleb makes some strange design choices, but I mean, it's their game at the end of the day. If they want to do what they want to do, it is what it is. For me personally, I don't think that the game's dying. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the game's dead. The game's dead." Bro, the game's been dying since Dangai came out. You remember when Dangai came out? I was actually talking to some people, and they're like, "Yeah, we ended up getting tag team characters after that." And when we got all those tag team characters, a lot of people were like, "This is it. Caleb's done." They got Dangai, they got Aizen, they got Baragon. There's nothing left. And then we ended up getting Fulbrin, like the Lost Agent arc. Then we ended up getting 1,000 Year Blood War. Then they started revamping stuff, and them remaking stuff was actually, in my opinion, pretty good. I thought they did a good job at going back to the Soul Society arc, going through the Wekamundo arc, going through another like round of like Aizen, Karakura. For some, sorry, I've been watching Blue Lock, and then that's like giving me Kuroko vibes. So Karakura battle, right? They've been giving me some Karakura battle vibes. So I'm very interested to see what Caleb's trying to do. I genuinely don't know. And over there on the Reddit, I saw some people saying, "Oh yeah, what if they have the license, but they're just trying to spread it out." My theory, and it's probably completely wrong, but it all ends up going into, it's about the money. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We saw that with Bleach Immortal Souls, where they literally said, "Oh, we're not going to have a rerun for Noelle and Nini because we couldn't get the rights to, we couldn't afford," they literally said we couldn't afford the rights to revamp, not renew, but they couldn't afford the rights to actually re-release the character, so you had to pull for Noelle and Nini because they weren't coming back. I don't think that BBS is in that position where they can't bring stuff back, but I do think that 1,000 Year Blood War and Studio Pierrot and Bleach in general is in a strong enough position to literally drain, like okay, so this is Caleb's ball sack, right? Like these are some two nuts from Caleb. I do believe that Studio Pierrot, who used to like milk, I think that they took one of the testicles and they just spun it, bro. I think that they just spun it and started to crush it. And when they started to crush it, they said, "We need more percentage. We need this. We need that." And I really think that 1,000 Year Blood War is no longer going to be as profitable for Caleb as it used to be, because the cost for 1,000 Year Blood War, let's be real here, Bleach is at its most hype moment. Bro, Bankai Live was trending before the Bankai Live. Those motherfuckers did dead ass in the Bankai Live said, "Oh, we need to get Bankai Live trending." And then 5 minutes later, "Oh, we've been trending. Guys, please keep tweeting." Bro. But I mean, it is what it is. I don't think that BBS is in a bad state. I just think that Caleb, I think that this is gonna hurt the player base as a whole, because a lot of us are waiting for Quincy's, a lot of us are waiting for Sternritters, and if they can't even start doing re-releases and they can't start doing this or that, I'm very, very concerned about how the game's going to not last, but how the game is going to evolve into the future. We already have T20, we have Max Transcended, we don't really have much content that actually can challenge players. Like, oh, IT, you have Ichigo, he literally one-shots everything at 1 out of 5. Uryu, maybe he doesn't one-shot at 1 out of 5, but he does so much damage at 1 out of 5 because of the Pierce Iron skin that it's just like, we're gonna start seeing more characters like that. Then we have characters like Ulquiorra who have like increased status element chance with the increase. I believe he has increased status element chance. I might be tripping. Let me actually pull it up. Ulquiorra is such a badass. Does he have SAFWY? Ah, no, he doesn't have increased status element chance. Why do... I don't know why Caleb releases Spiritual Pressure boost 80% without the increased status element chance. I feel like that's something that's kind of necessary. And that's why I like this Akon, because I know that Akon got it. Yeah, increased status element chance against all power attribute enemies. Not power Quincy enemies, power attribute enemies. So that's really, really, really strong for IT, because he also has the super power potions. So yeah, personally, I like Frenzy +2 way more than Spiritual Pressure. Was it Spiritual Pressure at +80%? But I mean, that's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, it's an opinion. Sure, that's increased Spiritual Pressure 80% will make your Soul Bomb hit like a truck. We've seen that with Yamamoto and the new Ulquiorra. But Frenzy +2 for just regular PvE content, in my opinion, is just so much more consistent because you're guaranteed the damage. You don't have to rely on, did I proc? Did I proc? Did I proc? Nope. Oh. The amount of times I've played my Ichigo and have gotten disappointed that I've done 4 to 5 strong attacks, including a 50-hit Vortex, and didn't get my status element Spiritual Pressure boost, it's upsetting. But either way, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think about the banner. I'm genuinely interested in seeing how people are feeling about it. Let me know if you're upset or if you're happy with the banner. Personally, I'm satisfied. I'm not like, yay, 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 yay. But I am glad that we're getting SAFWY and we're finally getting Beyond Bankai characters. I think it's way overdue. I think we should have gotten that for end of the month November, and I think that we should have gotten 1,000 Year Blood for end of the month December. That's just me. But then again, I don't control the game. I don't manage their money. I don't do any of that. I'm just very interested to see how stuff lines up in the future. And I'm also interested to see if someone can actually come up with like a response of why we're not getting 1,000 Year Blood War. Because it's just, it is weird to me. It is weird to me. I do question it. Am I like... disappointed a little bit? Am I happy with the banner? Yeah. Am I gonna summon? Yeah, I'm gonna summon. I might not go as deep just because unless these characters are like super mega busted, I don't really see myself needing anything. I would like a good mind character, because 7th anniversary Ichigo, in my opinion, he's okay. Not great. Like, he's good, not great. I think that Uryu is much better. Yamamoto is much better. For heart, I have 1,000 Year Blood War Ichigo, so he's a god. For speed, Uryu, even at 3 out of 5 is fine. For power, I still use Bruno. He might not be as broken. Who else do I use for power? Oh, Yamamoto. Yeah, so power Yamamoto, speed, I'm going to be using Akon, as well as my Azashiro, as well as my Uryu. For tech, I'm running Retsu. I love Retsu. Frenzy +2 is a goddess. And then for heart, I'm just using Ichigo. And then for mind, I'm using 7th anniversary Ichigo, but I don't enjoy playing with him. Only because the first strong attack I don't think is that good. I see a lot of people with like smoking that copium, drinking the copium, and then beating the copium. I don't think he's all that great. I think he's strong. I think he's super good at nuking, which is why I mainly use him for just GQ. But I mean, I use Toshiro more just because of epic raids. And yeah, that's about it. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Guys, grind on, catch up, stay blessed. Y'all have a good one. Let me know. Like I said, please let me know in the comments below what y'all think. I'm genuinely interested, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. See y'all next one. Peace.